I can't hear you.
Okay, hold on.
Oh, we're live. 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 Hey, 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 hey. Let me make sure that we are live. What's up, hits and heels, people? What's up, hits and heels, people, people, people? Let's see where we at. Where we at? Where we at? There we go. There we go. We're getting ready to share. Me and Coach Bryant.
Hey, Dad.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, Miss Danny. Oh, I put the
Can you
wrong
hear me?
person on here. And Cisco,
You
like I
still
don't know
can't
who
hear
my
me?
husband is.
Okay.
So what's up, everybody? So it's hits and heels time. It's 9 o'clock Wednesday night. We are ready for hits and heels. So I am Terri Bryant. Why don't aren't the names on here? How come you can't see our names right here? I don't know what's going on. I can see it down here, but I can't see it up here. Anyway, I don't know why you can't see our names. There it is. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Anyway, so
Can you hear me?
hey everybody. So
We
yeah,
can't hear
we
you.
can't hear you. Um
Back.
I
Okay.
so it look like we're having some technical difficulties. So give us just a second. We just gonna go. We're just gonna roll with it. We'll figure it out, Danny. So so my co-host right here is Dani Wright, and I can't hear her. So we're having some technical difficulties, but we'll get it figured out while we're in there. First, we didn't see our names and stuff on there, but those are on there. And so
Mute button's on.
is your mute button on?
You still can't hear me.
I don't know.
I'm
I can't hear you. I don't know. I can't hear you. So anyway, so here we go with what is it? Season 6, episode 8 of Hits and Heels. So I am Terri Bryant, Coach Terri Bryant. If you are new to the podcast, I am a football coach. Thanks to my husband, Coach Bryant, and I coach middle school football. I'm his assistant head coach, but I also coach at the Derby City Dynamite, which is a women's tackle football team. And me and my co-host Dani Wright, we created Hits and Heels because we just liked our conversation, and there aren't a lot of females that are coaching football, and I like talking football. So of course, I brought my hubby, the Coach Bryant, on today, and we're gonna talk, just gonna talk some football because of course we're gonna start it off with the bowl games. Which one you want to start with?
Let's go hometown.
Kentucky.
Let's go Kentucky.
We should have won.
We should have won. Got down there. I think the biggest thing that hurt us is 4 turnovers in the fourth quarter. That was huge, and you got to make plays. If you watch the game, it's just an excellent game. 38-35. Um, just make some plays. We got to
make the plays.
We got to make.
You got to make plays when they count, and they made some really really good plays. We went back and forth in the fourth quarter, so there was like so they scored like there was like 32 points total in the fourth quarter. It was more than that, 42 points like in the fourth quarter of that game, and Clemson had scored like 28 or 32 or something like that. I lost count, right? And but we would get the ball back. We had a couple turnovers. We got the ball back. But then when we really, really needed to, I remember 2 incidents, but I don't even want to talk about them, Coach Brown, because they kind of made me mad. They kind of made me mad that I thought were just 2 game-changing plays in the game that just totally could have just sealed it for us, and we just didn't make the play.
Right. Well, that's one of those, in the playing trip home where everybody's talking. It gave a lot of people something to talk about. I even in the prevent defense, guys, if you watch it, they were throwing underneath to prevent, and we've got to come up and tackle.
We got to come up. You got to come up and tackle. And if you got them 3-18, Coach.
Right. Not even before that. We had a couple of times it was third down. And you got to come up and tackle, and the effort was there. And we just didn't make the tackle, and I felt sorry for the babies, and because they did play hard.
They did. It was a good game.
And defensively and special teams. And, Coach Stoop and his staff did. It was funny. I said to you, remember on the plane, and somebody was criticizing Coach White. And I said, well, when you make a call, you make it for it to be right.
Yes.
And the funniest part is every fan is always going to be 2 for 2. So if a coach makes a decision and it turns out wrong, that fan made the right decision.
Right.
If the coach makes a decision and it turns out right, that fan made the right decision.
Right.
So fans are always 2 for 2. They're always 2 for 2. But,
Right.
but it is great conversation piece about what shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah. So I don't know. A lot of shoulda, coulda, wouldas. Okay. So do we want to talk about Georgia and FSU in Florida State?
And that's that was the biggest topic. I mean, you want to go there now? You want to go with later?
Let's go there, because I think that was probably the biggest controversy over social media, probably over the last couple of weeks, was everybody felt like the committee got it wrong by not putting Florida State in the top 4, right? And so now everybody's mad because they were undefeated and they felt like that they should have gotten the opportunity to play for a national championship, but instead, after Alabama beat Georgia in the SEC championship game, they decided to put Alabama in it, and even Georgia got slighted out of the top 4.
Right, and that's my comment. Dani, are you able?
Can y'all hear me now?
Hear you?
Y'all still can't hear me?
No, even that, I kept saying that in the beginning. I said Georgia was the best team throughout the nation.
Yes.
And Georgia, they also, both Florida State and Georgia, and I don't know starters and all that, but they both had 27 players
that didn't play,
that did not play for injuries or whatever took place, the portal, the NFL, and Georgia had a lot of players too. This is my thing, and I said this to you, okay, is I need someone to explain to me, if you will, Florida State's guys leaving, because I'm going to make a point. I'm going to make a point. And it wasn't like these were seniors. These were juniors, redshirt juniors. We looked it up, and redshirt sophomores that was leaving. You got a heck of a core coming back to Florida State next year. I mean, this season is over. You didn't make it, but now they're putting 12 teams in, and I'm looking around and I'm saying, God, we're going to be loaded next year with all these players. But 63-3, and Georgia guys was like, no, we want the whole nation to know we should have been in the national title, and they played that way. They played hard. They played fast.
Yeah, they definitely sent a statement.
And Georgia, to me, it was the most disappointing not making it, and I said that.
Mr. Brown said that too. He said he believes that Georgia has a bigger argument regarding the committee decision as well. Totally agree. Yeah,
because Georgia, to me, was number 1 the whole year. You didn't lose to ooey in the news.
Right.
You lost to Alabama.
Yes.
Okay, you didn't lose to other teams.
A different Alabama that lost to Texas in the beginning of the season.
Right, totally different. And that was huge to me, and again, my biggest thing with Florida State is I didn't understand, if you're going to make your point against the Dogs.
Yes.
Nothing against conferences. I'm not disrespecting Florida State by no means, but the bottom line is I know me personally as an athlete,
I want to play against the best.
Right. I said to someone before, me scoring against Georgia
was a big deal
than Georgia scored against Kentucky.
Right.
So you scoring against Louisville is more of a bigger deal. You scoring against Georgia.
Right.
Because if Florida State played Georgia and you had your players and you did your thing, either way,
it just carried more weight.
It carries more weight because Georgia's going to be in it again next year, and for a lot of players, of 27 players that did not anticipate, wow. With a 63 points, beating a powerful Florida State team, 63-3. That's a wow. I have nothing but a wow for that.
And I think that was the thing that I was, kind of going back and forth with a lot of people on social media about it, because that's the first thing that the first excuse that everybody was using was the fact that, well, they don't have their players. They don't have their players, but what does it say about the player? But what does it say even about the program on why you wouldn't play for your brothers?
Right. Well, that was my, point. That's a better point taken. And what does that say? If you got that many players and you're about to make a point on national TV, everybody can't wait for Florida State and Georgia.
Yeah.
Florida State comes out with their boys, and Georgia comes with their boys,
and they blow Georgia out,
and they even beat them
or beat them. You wouldn't have blew them out, but but even if you'd have beat them, but even if it would have been a great game like the Alabama Michigan game, the way it went back and forth, I just think it would have been a good game.
You apologize for saying
Michigan State. I know, my bad, Blue.
Go Blue. So, but that was huge, and I want, like I said, I would love someone to, because I don't get it, being a former athlete, a coach. I'm competitive. If you and I play spades and you beat me, what I want to do?
You want to play again?
We're gonna play until she lets me win. That's going to happen,
right?
And that's a fact. That is definitely going to happen. I'm not criticizing.
Yeah, I'm dumbfounded about it. It just, to me, I totally agree. I would have liked for Florida players to band together as a team and be like, look, we have something to prove. We need everybody, everybody. I mean, I'm sure even the ones that had the opportunity to go to the draft, we can go to the draft, but we just have something to prove.
Right. And
let's just come back. And then as a booster, I would have been like, look, what type of money do we need to find to keep the ones that want that have the opportunity to leave to stay here, so that we can win this championship next year?
Well, it reminded me way back in the day when I was coaching baseball and the kids were smaller, and also we're playing Harrison County, and this is 11 and 10-year-old, and they said, y'all gonna have a great team next year. We're gonna know we're not. We got 5 high schools. Mm-hmm. Y'all all going to Harrison County, and Harrison County won the title when they got older. But with that said, it ain't like all of the young men from Florida State is going to one team. They're going everywhere.
Yeah.
So and again, I said again, I'm curious how they're going to look. They must have a lot of superstar talent in the portal,
or
something special, because it looks special.
I agree, but even a different perspective. Even Trina says from a different perspective. She says, maybe they were just hurt because they had an undefeated season and they got cheated. I mean, I totally agree with that.
But that's what you do as an athlete.
But as an athlete,
you can't control what other people do.
Yeah, then that's why you have to come back with your motivation.
Right, you can't
to be like, well, we're gonna ready to prove them wrong.
Right. I mean, what my statement is always, I don't want to hear Jason Timberlake, cry me a river. I mean, it's about performing, and when you're blessed to get an opportunity to be on that type of stage, on a holiday where everybody's off work and everybody's home and everybody can watch you perform and everybody can know your name.
Yeah.
Because it's a short window.
Very short. It goes by really quickly. I mean, Ty's freshman year went by fast.
It flew by. and that's not overhyping this moment, but that's the problem I had. And I don't care what anyone says, you strap it up. Florida State still had D1 players. If they didn't, they wouldn't have recruited them.
Absolutely.
Georgia,
next 27, man up.
27 guys that wasn't there. I mean, who puts people in the pros consistently? Georgia.
Yes.
Every year.
Yes.
A lot of them.
Yes.
I think Michigan's comment was they're going to put more guys off of this Michigan team who beat Alabama.
Than Alabama will.
27. No, Georgia set the record for the most guys going to the NFL.
Gotcha.
And Michigan's team this year is supposed to have those type of guys that's going to the NFL.
Okay.
And it showed by beating Alabama in a great game, 27 sequel. 27 to 20. Mm-hmm. And again, that was a big deal to me. Is why wouldn't you show up and play? And that's all I need to understand. It has nothing to do with Florida State. It could be any team.
Well, but even Trina and Dani both kind of make a point too, where they're saying that I think this new generation of kids are just all about them. Like, I don't think that they've really grasped the whole the brotherhood of football, the whole concept of being a team and coming together. I mean, most people it's your high school people you go to high school with and people you go to college with are the people that usually end up being your lifelong friends.
Right. I mean,
even Trina, me and Trina play volleyball together. Like right. Trina's one of my best friends, and we play volleyball together, like in high school.
Right. How happy was I to see Oliver and KB and them at the bowl game?
Yeah.
I mean,
yes,
because I played.
Yes, because you played with them.
It was Gordon. I mean, it was pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
To see them, and that's who you hang out with. So I guess again, they sit there and say the generation, but it's about winning.
It's just about winning, and then it's so hard. Year after year, there are coaches, there are teams that are good, and they don't win a championship. You're like, God, they're loaded. They should win a championship, but you only get one team that wins a championship every year, and it's few and far between to be able to have that opportunity. And so I just think that with the team that they had, I don't understand why they wouldn't have banded together and come back to be like, okay, let's do like Georgia did. Except we're going to go back to back and we're going to go undefeated again because that's what we're going to do. Except this time we're going to leave no doubt.
Right.
And that's just what I would have liked to see in this new generation. New generation.
Right. Well, most people are going to be curious what Florida State looks like next year. I mean,
yes. What are they going to look like next year?
I mean, I'm curious because you watch Georgia's young freshmen.
They loaded right back up. You see their O-line, they got like 5, and their whole O-line, I mean, look like they can go pro right now.
The young kids got in early.
Yeah.
It wasn't like he kept his boys in. I mean, the two
freshmen they got in early.
The 2 freshman running backs, one of them.
Yeah, he didn't leave the starters in long.
I mean, the young freshmen was balling on the offensive side and the defensive side.
So he didn't try to run up the score.
I think he tried to run up the score. They were still
I think he sent the message, but
he ran his offense.
He still did everything, but he did it with the second and third string.
Right. What the greatest thing is, remember, we were fortunate to be in the airport and meet the grandson of the old ball coach.
We did.
Spurrier.
Mm-hmm.
We met his grandson. And,
Luke Spurrier. And shout out.
Yes, and he his grandfather is one of the few offensive coaches that I respect and like.
Yeah. Because
he says, I'm gonna run my offense, and that's what Georgia did. Stop me. It's your job to stop me.
I'm gonna text this to him right now.
I mean, it's your job to stop me. So anyway, we can stay on this, and you want to stay on it a little bit more, or you want to? I
don't know what else. I don't know what else we could tag in. Let me see if there's anybody else that chimed in. I think Dani and Trina said I hit that on the head. Yes. If you don't have the mentality, the talent won't always win out.
They go hand in hand.
They go hand in hand. You got to have the mentality. You got to have the mentality. Absolutely.
Because what is the biggest thing I preach? The game is
mental.
The game is mental.
Number one is mental.
And,
yes.
and a lot of people don't understand it. They think it's just running and jumping, and that's not it. Because everybody lifts weights, everybody runs, everybody nutrition, everybody's got Nike or Under Armour or Reeboks or whoever you wearing, you looking good, or Jumpman, like Michigan. So I guess you want to go to the national title game, or you want to stay on that?
Let's go to Can you tell Cisco we don't need to see San Francisco? We are talking about. we gonna get to college because Danny's an Eagles fan, and then me and Trina are both Cowboys fans, and then he's a 49ers fan. So we gonna get to the NFL. We gonna get to that. We gonna get to that. But did we answer all of Mr. Brown's comments? He said the running back number 0 was a monster. For Georgia, was a monster.
And the other kid too. I mean, I am so anxious to see what Florida State does next year. I really am.
Yeah.
From the kids that left.
Mm-hmm. And who decides to come back to come.
It's sort of
as far as who they gain from the portal and who their recruits are.
Right, but every year everybody's fighting to beat Ohio State, Michigan, Alabama, and Georgia. Let's not get it twisted.
Yes.
Every year, because they run programs, and people have 1 year. and then they try to put themselves up with those 4 groups. And they're consistent. Everybody's going to have a dog in the fight once in a blue moon.
Right.
But can you do it again and again and again? And that's what makes you a program and not a season. So again, I say there's no criticism towards Florida State. I am curious to see their team based on losing a lot of young people. Because when you looked it up, it was like juniors and redshirt freshmen
that were transferring out, that were in the portal. They were already short. They weren't playing anyway.
They were pups. And,
yes.
And majority of them was. I mean, a lot of them were starters. He has 6 or 7 starters, and a couple of players make the difference. Who wants to be a 49er fan, Trina? Wants to be one so bad, and I understand you do. It's just like,
come get your boy Trina.
When the 49ers is based on McCaffrey and Debo.
Yes.
And
Brock Purdy.
And Purdy. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's what makes the 49ers the 49ers. So I get that with Florida State.
But Kittle bad too, though.
But no, they're all bad. But I'm getting at is that's what makes them who they are.
Yes.
And I understand what Florida State people are saying. What makes them is that 6 or 7 players that makes everybody better. Because, Michael Irvin was it with the Cowboys, but you take Michael out, Harper is not going to dominate back in the day.
Yeah.
Okay. You need Michael to make Harper dominate, because Harper ran a 4.3 or something of that nature. So
yeah.
So anyway.
But Trina even said that she said her dear friend had a son that plays for Florida State, and they made him play, and they supported him.
Yeah. And well, I mean, number one, you get 4 games without losing your red shirt.
Yeah.
So a lot of those young
players
Florida State, even for Georgia,
got
didn't
to play
a lot,
and they still got to keep their red shirt.
Yeah. So they'll be red shirt freshmen next year, red shirt sophomores, and they'll get bigger and stronger. But in the championship game, both of them on New Year's Day was outstanding.
That was a good game.
Michigan 27, Alabama 20, Washington 37, Texas.
That was a
31.
good game.
And they both went down on the last play.
Yes.
So what did you think about the play calling for Roll Tide? On the last play on the goal line, shotgun, quarterback draw up the middle.
I understand that all season they put the ball in Milroe's hands because he always made play. But Stevie Wonder could see that coming, and that's exactly what happened with Michigan. And that's exactly, I think, what the DC said during the press conference. He was like, well, after watching the film, every time they needed a play, they would give the ball to Milroe. So we just made sure that we kept our eyes on him, and Stevie Wonder saw it coming.
Right. The penetration by Michigan was unbelievable up front the whole game.
Whole game.
I mean, you get 4 sacks, 5 sacks in the first half, or something.
Yes.
They finished the game with 7 sacks.
Mm-hmm.
And when have you seen Alabama's quarterback dirty on his back?
Very seldom.
Grass on his back.
Very seldom.
It doesn't happen. And then you come down to Washington. Oh my gosh, with all those receivers and beating Texas, and everybody was looking for an Alabama and Texas. Majority of people were. Now, in my understanding, you picked Washington, correct?
I picked Washington to win over Texas. I did.
Well,
But only, and I'll be honest, only because the quarterback should already be in the pros, because he's like 10 years.
Yeah, but what was Georgia's quarterback? He was 45.
Well, he was 45.
He was 30. He was 28 or something like that.
Boy, you look 30.
Boy, you look that Yeah, go ahead, bad boys. Yeah. So, but that's, and that's what you can do. I mean, we're waiting. I mean, and we're going to be fortunate. We've got some players. We got some players at UK that's coming back next year, and they're going to be older and stronger and wiser, and they're going to be our leaders. And I'm excited. My son comes home, and he comes home and he goes, "Well, I'm still going to be wearing 14." And I said, "Oh, you don't want 13?" He goes, "No, we was coming back." I know he wanted 13, but I was kind of smiling.
I was glad he kept 14.
I'd throw that in there.
All the gear I done bought with 14 on it.
But I was happy.
The
big dog is coming back, and he's going to be a little bit more wiser. So everybody's got those couple players, and we got the kid that's coming from Georgia, the backup quarterback. And it's funny.
The one that tie hit him.
The tie hit him and almost upended him, on the sideline. But going back to the championship game.
Can I make one point about the Michigan-Alabama game? So the last play of the game, we looked at it again, and the center actually, it was a low snap.
But he's been doing it the whole game and all season.
But he's been doing it the whole game.
And all season.
And guess what? Guess who's in the portal?
The center?
The center.
Didn't I know that? Yeah, because today is the last day.
Today he went to the transfer portal.
Yeah.
Guess
today,
what? I bet you Nick Saban told him, "Bye, Felicia."
Nah, he wouldn't do
Yes, he did, because you cost us getting to the championship game because you didn't get your freaking snaps up. Bye, Felicia. You gotta go.
Well, he can come to Kentucky.
No, we got a good center.
We got a good offense, and it's okay to have 8.
Oh.
It's okay to have 9 offensive linemen and D linemen.
Well, you always need linemen.
You always. But the Rose Bowl is going to be fantastic. It's going to be amazing. 7:30 Monday, the 8th on ESPN. And the thing about this, I get to say, one of the top 5 quarterbacks of all time. The last time they played in a national game, it was Warren Moon. Warren Moon did his thing, 1977,
and won the Rose Bowl.
And they beat Michigan 27-20. And Michigan came back. They were up 24-0. That means Washington. And Michigan came back, but Washington knocked it off. They're both 5-5 going up against each other. They're basically even. They're 7-7, 2-2 on. Excuse me. They're 2-2 on a neutral field, so that makes it pretty cool and pretty interesting. So with that said, is Michigan and Washington is going to be an outstanding game. Washington's got some receivers. Oh my God, and that quarterback! I thought he should have won the Heisman.
And how old? You know what? I feel like the only reason why he didn't win the Heisman is because he's 30 years old.
But he played in Indiana for Hoosiers, and he got injured each year at the end. So he's been blessed by our Savior, and where he's battled back, and he got on a team that had a lot of, like Russell Wilson did when he transferred, and he had a lot of pieces around him to show his talent, But
again, you got to have the wide receivers that he has that they're good.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing. The number 1 defense in the nation.
The number 1 defense against that spread. Yeah,
because Michigan is definitely that, and doing their thing. We'll take a quick moment.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that game too. Who's that? Meg. Hey, Meg. She said, "Y'all are hilarious. Love this." Hey, Meg.
So, Meg.
Thank you. And Trina's laughing at my facial expression, girl, because I can't hide. So he tells me all the time, I don't have a poker face. He said, "I love playing poker with you because you can't hide."
Hey, money. It's easy
you
money.
You can't hide what you thinking, because I know exactly what you thinking.
She ain't bluffing. Dang it, I ain't got a good hand. I fold. Okay. All right. So the parity, is that what they want in college football? And they got it. They got it.
We got it. We got 2 undefeated teams.
2 undefeated teams.
So they're in the top, and I just hope it's not a boring game like last year.
Well, here's the thing: is the ACC had 11 teams that went. They went 5-6. The American Conference had 6 teams that went. They went 3-3. The Big 12 had 9 teams. They went 5-4. The Big 10 had 10 teams. They're 5-4 now. Of course, Michigan's in the national title game. Mm-hmm. And then you had the CUSA. They had 4 teams. They went 2-2. The MAC Conference had 6 teams. They went 2-4. The Mountain West had 7 teams. They went 3-4. The Pac-12 had 9 teams. And of course, Washington's in it. They went 5-3. Mm-hmm. And then the SEC had 9 teams in. They went 5-4. The Sun Belt had 12 teams in, and they went 5-7.
12 teams.
They had 12 teams in. The Independent had 1.
Who the heck is in the Sun Belt League?
Well, they won enough games, and other teams didn't win the 6th game. So you qualify. See, people think if you get 6 wins, you automatically you don't. You just qualify to get invited to a bowl game. Yes,
right.
Qualify.
Okay.
So that's pretty good. It was no conference that totally dominated. Had some wins. I mean, the SEC, when a few of their games, I don't know if my heart was in it, but it was a lot of games. There was 3 games that the SEC should have won.
The Kentucky game, the Texas A&M game.
And it was one more, I forget.
The LSU came back and won theirs, right?
LSU came back and won theirs.
Ole Miss won.
I forget. I'm not even going to try.
I forgot.
Yeah, I forget on that one. So,
but it's disappointing that the SEC is not represented in the national championship this year. The first time I didn't look at the stat. What's the first time in how long?
It's
been a while.
It's been a while
that an SEC team has not been in the championship game.
But let me say this: overall, in the going back to the Michigan-Alabama game, overall, if I take my moment out of it, Michigan played well. Alabama made a lot of mistakes, and if you're going to make mistakes against a very good team, you're going to take.
You're going to take an L.
You're going to take it out. You can't give good teams anything. Just like, the 49ers playing the Cowboys, you can't give us the ball on the 30 and not expect we're going to score. I'm just saying. Okay, all right. We'll move on. We'll stay in college for right now. What? I'm just saying.
I ain't fooling with you.
Man,
and then you had the nerve to wear the 49ers on my podcast, but that's okay.
It's the only
so
thing
that's okay. So Trina, I'm still getting ready to do all Dallas Cowboys podcast with all females, and I can't wait. You're gonna be like, will you hurry up and get off?
No,
it's gonna be fun though.
This knee will be better, and
then I'm gonna try. Then Danny's gonna do one with Eagles fans, and I love me some Jalen Hurts.
Fly Eagles fly.
Fly Eagles fly. As long as they ain't playing the Cowboys, I love me some Jalen Hurts. So anyway, so are we ready to go to the NFL this weekend? This weekend is tough. Because if we the Dallas Cowboys, if we win against the Commanders, we win the division. But the Eagles have to win and we have to lose in order for them to get it. So we're neck and neck. We're right there neck and neck.
Right. It's and
Danny said it's been 10 years since the SEC hasn't had a team in the championship. 10 years. I knew it was a minute.
Yeah, they do what they do.
Yeah.
They do what they do. The 49ers, number one seed in the NFC. AFC is the Ravens, who put it on the Niners. The Ravens look, oh my gosh, and the teams that's in the AFC is, of course, it's the Dolphins, the Browns, the Chiefs. There's a whole lot of
them all good teams,
winning and losing.
Yeah, if this happens and this
happens, and I was actually going to go over that, but it was a lot.
It's too much. If this happens and this, but all that, yeah. So we can't go into that. It's a lot.
The 49ers are the number one seed, and they get home field advantage. The Eagles, Detroit Cowboys game.
Yes, Coach. Mr. Brown just asked about it. So let's talk about the controversial play. Walk us through it, Coach Bryant.
Okay. The first thing I said to you is players don't talk to officials, especially in the NFL. You can't talk to them.
Okay.
When you see a flag, that guy is not agreeing with him. They get fined. Okay, if they show an emotion or bark at the official, it's money that's coming out of your pocket. Even if you're a millionaire, you still don't want to give up $10.
Right.
You don't give nobody no free money. I don't care what you do for a living.
Right.
Doesn't matter. You've earned it. You want to keep your money.
Gotcha.
Okay. I understand what Detroit did. They brought someone over. It was a decoy. That's not for the official to find as a decoy. It's for the official to shut up and listen and do what they don't do best and get off those pedals.
Right.
Okay. Mm-hmm. He basically, if you watched him, he said it and then he ran away. Okay. What is not understood is misunderstood. Mm-hmm. When he said 70 checked in, 70 wasn't even near him.
Right.
And then you saw the quarterback.
70 was walking up.
He was jogging up there.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not listening. He already made his mind up. This is what's going to take place. And that affected the Detroit Lions seed big time.
Yes.
Because if they win that, they're the number 2 seed. They get a home game.
Yes. And now they might end up being on
the road.
On the road. Mm-hmm.
And everybody wants to play home. Everybody wants to sleep in their own bed. Everybody wants that feeling. They got a nice, pretty dome. Yeah, and nice and cozy.
It's going to be cold. Anybody want to be out in the cold?
Yeah, and that to me, I thought was a lot for the officials. But I've been thinking all year long, these officials make calls that just make you shake your head.
Yeah, well, they demote them, and I'm a conspiracy theorist. I think the NFL is rigged. I think because sometimes when I'm looking at plays and you're like, that doesn't make any sense at all on why they did that or why they called that or something. And then what I do is I go and look at what the books say about the over and under and who's supposed to be winning and what Vegas say. And then it's funny how sometimes they'll end up flipping it to where the majority of who might have the opportunity to win, it ends up flipping so that the house ends up making more money.
Well, the part that gets me is when I hear people say, well, the officials does not impact the game.
Yes, they do.
Okay, if official calls a holding call in the first quarter, I've got 3 quarters to overcome that holding call. If you call a holding call with 1 minute and 10 seconds, I don't have a lot of time to overcome that. And I hate when people say that. And I'm an official. You know, if I throw my flag, it's going to affect the team I threw my flag against.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to affect. And that's been the biggest thing that I tell our guys on my crew. If it ain't obvious, then if you think it happened, you got to make sure it happens because it's affecting the game.
Yeah.
In the NFL, I'm older than a lot of people, and when you saw a flag on the ground, you would look and go, "Ooh, there's a flag on the ground." Every play now, there's a flag. It just totally amazes me of how many flags and impact, and we feel a little bit of that a lot of times with our league, that we'll get a flag that matters. Yeah. If we break off one for 40 yards, we get a flag. If we break off one for 3 yards, we don't get a flag. and that's the second layer.
Yes.
That's the second layer.
Absolutely.
That's not the front layer, because that's who they're calling. They're saying that is holding or whatever. And that's what makes it amazing. What's that? So
Nicole, Nicole.
Yeah, I know. Right.
So as an OC after the penalty, would you have elected to kick, or would you have went for the 2 point? Still went for the 2 point conversion. So they still went for the 2 point conversion.
Oh, you mean Detroit?
The Detroit game.
Yeah,
that's what she's talking about.
I'm kicking a field goal.
Yeah, I kicked the field goal too.
Because what happened is
it killed the momentum.
It was offsides with number 11. What's his name? The star.
Yeah, Michael Parsons went offsides.
Okay, when Detroit got the penalty, that was a 5-yard penalty going back. Mm-hmm. Okay, now you're inside the 10. It's half the distance. Mm-hmm. So it ain't like the ball went back to the 2.
Yes.
The ball didn't go back to the 2. The ball went to the 4.5 or 4 because you split the difference, whatever it's going to be.
Right.
So you split the difference. So you're still looking at 4th and go. I would have kicked the field goal, and because I'm irritated, I'm frustrated,
yes.
and I'm just like going back to the Florida State game. I'm going to prove that I'm going to win this game.
Yes.
You let me have a chance. I'm going to step up.
But my defense is going to step up. My defense is going to step up.
Emotionally, I mean, so there's no question. And by the way, Nicole, I'm not an OC. I'm a DC.
She's an OC.
I know she's an OC. Yeah, but
But she says as an OC after that penalty, would you
have elected yes, she did say. All right, I'm just checking. Make sure we're on the same page. She know you're a
defensive coordinator.
Make sure we're on the same page.
She said, "I know."
I get to walk around with 9,000 plays and only run 4.
Oh, that was a nice little. I heard what you just said. Okay.
What I said?
Nothing. What you said?
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything. So, but I hope Detroit comes out and do what they need to do.
I didn't look at the schedule to see who they have this weekend. And it don't even matter.
I mean, the 49ers play the Rams, and that's all that matters. So, the Rams got to beat the Niners to make it in, and so. They're at a must-win. Yeah, but the Niners get a bye. I don't know if they're going to play them, but that'd be 2 weeks off for their starter.
Oh.
I don't think McCaffrey's going to play because he hurt his ankle or something. Mm-hmm. He's got a little slight injury, so he needs that 2 weeks off and do his thing. And we got Mitchell back, who's always hurt. He needs to drink more milk or something. Mm-hmm. And so that's going to be exciting for the Niners. And don't let D-Ball get banged up a little bit or Purdy.
But I know the 49ers are your team.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
But the Ravens look good the other day.
Okay, but here's the thing is, we're not going to go in the Porter if we play them again. We actually go show up. Everybody's going to show up and play. If they're fortunate to be blessed and they both make it to the Super Bowl, it's going to be
I hope it's a rematch. Although I want my Cowboys to be there, of course. But and I kind of want the Eagles to be there. I mean, golly, it's hard. I want the Kansas City to be there. It's so many teams that I don't have a problem with being there. But of course, I want but I think it would be pretty cool to have a rematch of the 49ers and the Ravens.
Well, if the 49ers ain't in it, ain't no football going on in the house. We're turning off all TVs.
You crazy.
Yes. Click.
You crazy.
Just saying.
So Mr. Brown brought up a good point. What did you think about the whole fiasco with Russell Wilson?
Well, I mean, you could see that relationship. I mean,
from the jump.
I mean, their relationship. I mean, it was out in public. There's no different, if you and I are out in public and we're bickering all the time, and we're not talking, and we're not giving eye contact,
and we're sitting away from each other during the game,
and we're doing that. It's just a matter of when. I mean, the breakup's going to happen.
Yeah.
Okay, because we're not trying to fix it.
Yeah.
And we don't know what they're doing behind closed door. But Russell Wilson indicated that he got told during the bye week with Seattle that this was going to happen. I mean, number one, he yelled at Russell Wilson at a game
on the sideline like he was a child.
Like he was. If you did that to a child, you're going to jail. So he yelled at him from back in my day in the 80s and 90s, and then Russell said, okay, but he still gets that $37 million. So
I think that was part of it too. I think they were trying to save some money, because if he gets injured, there was something in his contract.
Well, they're trying to
or
get
if
him
he didn't get injured, there was something in his contract. Something like that.
Injury clause.
Injury clause.
That they're trying to get him to say no. Okay.
Yeah. So what do you feel about teams leaving conference to go to another conference? I think that's a college question.
It's all about money. I mean,
why would you?
But if you come to the Big Ten, now I don't know about the other conferences, Big Ten, SEC, even if you don't make a bowl game, you're going to get a check for millions. Even if you don't go to the bowl game, the school's going to get a check.
Yes.
Okay, the school's saying, okay, I need another science building. I mean, Texas is going to hold their own. There's no question. Oklahoma's going to hold their own. The blessing was Missouri. They had a great season this year, getting in the SEC, getting approved in the SEC.
Oh, Missouri won there.
Yeah. Getting in the SEC. There's Texas A&M who actually lost.
Texas A&M lost. Yes.
Okay. Who got into the SEC, and it's about money. Now here comes UCLA and USC, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Coming to the Big Ten.
Yes.
I mean, I want to know that budget I'm flying. You're going out the calendar.
You flying.
Yeah, you flying. So I think that's to me is what you do for the best and it's not really football, guys. You got to remember this. The money comes in. The money is not football money. The money is the university's money. Mm-hmm. So if there's a program, if there's a male lacrosse that's losing money because they're not winning and they're not getting that support, then that money helps their program so those babies can keep playing. Mm-hmm. Girls soccer, boys soccer. If I'm just throwing it out there, whatever program is lacking, you want that extra money for that. Mm-hmm. And I'm all for it. Put yourself in a position, no different. We talk about teams transferring, players transferring. Put yourself in a position that's best for you. I don't think that's selfish. I
don't think that's selfish either. But some of the kids and I don't want to call nobody out. I don't really know. We always say positive. We don't really talk about nobody negatives on our podcast. But there are some kids that made some decisions in the portal that didn't make no sense to me, Coach Bryant.
Well, it don't make no sense because we don't know from A to Z. We don't know from 1 to 100 why they made that decision. It's sort of like it's a whole lot easier to me in basketball when they make the decision that they're leaving because we go to the University of Kentucky, Calipari, he recruits. I'm there and I'm doing my thing, and then all of a sudden they go recruit you, and I'm going, ooh, am I going to play if you come?
Right.
Am I going to play if you come?
But even Coach Stoops said that. He said, guys, he said, we need people to go into the transfer portal because of who we got coming in.
And scholarship.
So I get that.
And scholarships.
Because of the scholarships that we got. So, and then when you have people like JJ Weaver, who comes back, who should have been leaving, you didn't think was coming back, but you do want him to come back because now he has the experience. Then that's going to take away the scholarship of somebody else. So we needed somebody else. We needed kids to go into the portal.
Right. And so that we could bring coming back because, he had an injury, he got the COVID. So that's why he's got a few extra years. And, because I don't know if he was 100% this season, but he will be next year. because he finished the season strong. He finished the season. I don't think he had any nagging injuries, and so that's exciting. Again, I'm a Weaver fan. A great game against Louisville.
L's down.
L's down. And so I'm excited about that. But
who's Next Level Reviews? I don't know who that is. He said they said must be the money. So true. No, I don't know who that is. But thank you for being here.
What's that?
Next Level Reviews.
Must be the money. Everything's money.
Everything is about the money.
I mean, you go to your job.
Is the NIL hurting college football, Coach Bryant?
NIL is hurting college because they don't know what to do with it. I think it's going to be much better in a few years because they will set down,
be more regulated.
And it's sort of like, you remember when the baby was small and he's 3 or 4 years of age, 5 years of age, and I would do something and then you would go, da, 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 what are you doing? Oh my God, oh my God. And I go, babe, it's my first child. I'm learning as I go.
Yeah.
So that's NIL. You're learning as you go. You're learning.
Hey, Coach Davenport.
You're learning as what's up, Bengals? You're learning as you go, and I think that's NIL.
Yes,
that's transfer portal.
Yeah.
Because it's going to get better because it's already worse. I mean, and everybody thinks every player is making NIL money, which ain't true.
Everybody's not making NIL money, and then I think a lot of people get NIL money mixed up with pay for play. It's still illegal to pay players to play. That you're coming here and we're going to pay you to play. That's still illegal.
No,
it's still illegal, Coach Bryant.
It's not.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Based off of the rule, by rule.
Okay, you can buy rule me all you want.
By rule.
Okay, so the quarterback from Georgia, in Texas, Manning quarterback, he's making a nice penny.
He don't even play.
Well, he didn't play this year, but he's gonna play. He made too much money.
He should have went in the portal and came to Kentucky.
No, we can't afford him, babe. Can't afford. He's in Texas. That's a lot of money in Texas.
They got that oil money. They got that long oil money.
They got a lot. So I don't know. I think it's quite interesting. So I keep leaning back because the knee's still aching a little bit.
Right. He said, any feedback from the incoming quarterback from Georgia to UK? All I know is Tide. What did Tide do? Tide tagged him.
Well, now
we played him.
Well, now the input is big, strong, not a lot of reps. Everybody, I'm telling you something that you could have read. Not a lot of reps. He is big and he's strong, and we'll know more when he gets on campus.
Yeah.
Today I saw Bo Allen
is back.
He was already on campus, so he's got some experience as a backup quarterback, but he's walking on. So he's not coming as and I was blessed to play at UK with his dad.
Mm-hmm.
So with that said, that's exciting because we're gonna have a backup quarterback saying, "Okay, I'm a backup quarterback,
mm-hmm.
and I got experience."
Yeah, gotcha.
So
Coach Sasha Riley, Coach Pat from the DC Divas. She also says there's opportunity for to structure the NIL managing the process supports the athlete as well as the sport. Absolutely, Coach Pat. She coached for the DC. She was our guest speaker from last week.
Yeah, I know.
Tore it up. Thanks, Coach.
But it goes back to what we were talking about. It's going to get better.
It's going to get better.
It's going to get better, and even like the state of Kentucky is talking about high school.
Yeah, it's coming to high school in Kentucky. It's already high school in a couple of states. I think California and Jersey and a couple other states. They already have NIL. I think Ohio. I think too.
They do.
I think they have.
What I want.
Danny, don't y'all have? Are you on Danny? Don't y'all have NIL at high school now? I think. But I think that she lives in Ohio.
Okay. All right. Well, the thing about that is that's when I want to go back and play, and when the season is over, come back to my age.
Yes.
I just want to play and make the money. And
absolutely. Yeah, Danny said that they do in Ohio. Ohio already has NIL at the high school level. But even Coach Pap says that they suggest starting the education at the middle school level. Oh, absolutely. Coach Derek Ramsey was the first dual threat quarterback way back in the day in the 70s.
He was the first for the University of Kentucky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I want to say John Gilliam was the first, because John Gilliam, I forget the college he went to, because he ended up playing for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
And that it might have been at the same time, because John Gilliam is the first dual quarterback I remember in college as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
And then he ended up going to the Pittsburgh Steelers and being one of the first black quarterbacks in the NFL.
Speaking of Steelers.
And then James Harris for the Rams was another, but he wasn't a dual quarterback.
Gotcha. I'm glad you brought up the Steelers.
Wow.
So how about
if this happened, they make the playoffs.
Do they make the playoffs?
Yeah, they still got a chance.
Oh, my only thing was the fact that this is his 15th season of a winning record. Like, I think he's the only coach that has done that. Because even Bill Belichick, I think, has a losing season this year. Well, it's been 22 years for Belichick, right? But the fact that he's a black, there's only two black head coaches in the NFL now?
No, it's more than that, man.
Who?
The Jets has one. They came from the 49ers.
He's black.
Yeah.
Sailor's black.
He's black. And
I think it's 4. The Miami claim he's black.
Well, and then
Tampa Bay.
Okay, wait a second. I'm going to tell you something.
And Texas. Okay,
Texas.
You're right. My bad.
Yes.
And the Texans.
And he came from the 49ers.
And he came from the 49ers too.
Defense coordinator.
Yeah. Okay.
So my I don't know. It is so exciting what's going on right now in sports. And it's so exciting that as of right now, knock on wood, there's not been a major negative out of an athlete besides the Jets tight end? It was some tight end that got in domestic violence.
The domestic violence thing.
And that's my biggest thing is we love talking about everything that took place, Georgia, Florida State, 49ers, Ravens, Washington, and Michigan, but it's just so exciting to click on the TV and all the positive and everybody's grinding. And I just wish they could make it where, going back to the question of NIL, is everybody gets a stipend. I don't care if you play
or set up some type of a trust fund at when they leave, whether it's $50,000. I think you said $50,000. I mean, God, to be upfront and to be able to put a down payment on a house and pay cash for a car and and get it. You shouldn't have any student loan debt, anything like that. So there's your boy.
Go Bucks.
Coach Hagan.
What's up, Coach?
But I would like that. Even what is it? Utah gave everybody just a truck. So even if you don't like the truck, you could still sell it and get a good penny off of it.
Well, I just think everybody, because if you're in a program like the University of Kentucky and you're in gymnastics, you can get NIL money. Mm-hmm. Okay, love you too.
Love you too.
Okay, but if you're at some school and you're a gymnastic, everybody should get something.
Yes.
I just truly believe there's no reason why everybody, instead of giving 2 athletes $2 million or $1 million, first of all, he comes in there with 0, and I played with 0, besides some meal money for the weekend. Yeah. And I did okay. But to have where you finish your degree in 5 to 6 years and you stay with the program, if you go to the league, then it's stipend. If you don't make the league, you come back to school and you got a period of time to come back to school. And then you give them a stipend when they leave. And now, that young lady that's playing volleyball ain't getting any money, but she graduated, and all of a sudden they made sure she got their current address, and all of a sudden she's setting her house up to graduate, and because the coach is going to move on. Coaches got to move on. And then all of a sudden she gets that check and she opens that up, and that $50,000. Oh my gosh. That's exciting.
What is this? Frederick Douglass Beach there?
What? So anyway, she's looking at high school basketball and some of my pretty good. I have just more
many black females on the sidelines giving players assistance and giving them Gatorade. Yeah. The Texas coach, has a black female orange monitoring the interviews. Yes.
Did I tell you the NFL? You know how much the water people get paid to bring that water
Yes.
out? Okay, they got.
I'm gonna get me a water.
They got little trainers, guys. But the main ones that just do the water make like $60,000.
If I squirt, I can do that, Coach. I can squirt some water in
I hit you right in the mouth with it.
$60,000 and be at all the games, be on the sideline enjoying the games, and get all the regular perks and stuff
free
for
food.
And get all the perks for it.
Sign me up. Yes.
$60,000 to be a water boy.
What? Oh my God.
Yes, I'm in.
I have no ego for that. I'm good.
Yes, I'm in.
60,000.
Yes.
And to be around the NFL.
Yes. Right. So we're almost at the end of the hour. It's okay. It's always go fast. So I do have a couple of announcements for those of the y'all that don't know us. Of course, if you're still on here, again, my name is Coach Terri Bryant. This is my husband, Coach Cisco Bryant. We both coach middle school football. He made me a football coach after he became the head coach. And so I'm one of the female. I'm one of the few female football coaches across the nation.
Wait, stop. You say that like I didn't hire you because you was my wife and football. You know football.
You didn't hire me because I was cute.
Well, that helped, you know. So, but with that said, is I truly mean this. All joking aside, I'm not going to hire someone just to be a statue. I don't need that. I mean, your input of knowing football, you watch way more football than me. You look at more film than I do. You know the input, you look it up, look the information up, and way more than I do. Way ain't even close because I ain't watching football all day. That ain't happening. And so when you say that, you got to understand, I was just in that position to let people know what I already knew. Let me say that again. I was in that position to let people know what I already knew, because how many times we go to a game and you in my ear talking football and I just look at you and I just shake my head and then I move on. So that's a fact. That's a fact. So,
well, I appreciate it.
If you don't do a good job, I'll fire you. I'm Nick Saban. You gotta go.
So anyway, we both coach, but I also coach a women's tackle football team out of Louisville called the Derby City Dynamite, right? And so if y'all see Sasha Roddy on the her actual name is Coach Pat, and she coaches for the DC Divas. And so the championship game in, I think it's July 27th, is going to be prime time. It's going to be at 7:00. Okay. So last year was like at 1:00, 2:00, or something like that, where it's going to be on prime time this July. So championship weekend. So y'all need to save the date for that. Our schedule will come out after Super Bowl Sunday, I think is where my owner said that our schedule will officially come out. So look out for our schedule. I know I think we got 3 home games, and we'll be playing in Louisville at Holy Cross High School. I think this season is where we're going to be playing. And then Tuesday we got a meeting, Coach Bryant. We got a meeting with the Lexington African American Sports Hall of Fame. So we're getting ready to kick off the Hall of Fame. Save the date. I think it's September the 21st, I believe. Save the date. Is a Saturday. Is our 3rd annual gala for the our induction. So we are getting ready to kick off next Tuesday. We have our meeting for that, and so look forward to who we're going to nominate this year. I can't wait for that. We've had 2 great years with Layshaw.
Right.
As far as that Lexington African American, we got any more announcements? I don't know.
Well, I'm sorry that Dani, she couldn't. Some reason her mic.
Her mic wasn't
she's
working.
Still on.
Yeah, but she wouldn't get on.
Because I would love some of her input on the topics that we had. But thank you, Nicole, because I'm just saying the truth. I mean, she can coach, and I don't say it very often because I don't need to. I don't have to make an excuse. So, but with that said, it's before I walk out,
you got Michigan winning 38-35 over Washington. You think Harbaugh's gonna go back to the NFL?
Well, either that or you're going to get in some more trouble.
He didn't already got in trouble twice.
But so I guess I always let you close your show and Dani's show. Not
I'm by
Michigan.
myself. I'm not close by myself.
Oh, well, anyway. So anyway, with that said, is who are you taking the national title game? We got Washington versus Michigan, and I've got a lot of I've got one good friend.
We got a friend that coaches for Michigan, and that's the reason why I'm going for Michigan. I'm not even gonna lie. But I love an underdog. Well, who's the underdog? Is Washington the underdog or is Michigan? I don't even know. I didn't
it changes. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know who's Coach Hagan, if you're still on, can you punch up what's the spread?
Or Danny or Nicole or Coach Pap, if any of y'all that's still on, if y'all can tell us who's favorite to win. Who does Vegas have favorite to win the Michigan game? I'm going with Michigan. I hope. Good luck to Coach Clink Scale, and his wife posted a very emotional picture of him after the game when they won it, and you could just tell it was just very emotional for him.
Well, I think it's emotional to get that
to get to that level,
to get that pressure of going through an SEC school.
Yes,
because they've had problems getting there through an SEC school. That's be real.
Yes, absolutely.
And to get there and basically get in that situation, and they've been there.
Michigan, Coach Pat.
So with that said, I don't know. It's like there's a part of me wants Michigan to do because of Coach, but I just think that that front four is got to keep the pressure like they did Alabama.
Yes.
Because if they give his kid time, it ain't one receiver, it ain't two receivers.
Yes.
It's three receivers, and if they played Alabama, it was going to be trouble. I mean, and that's a fact.
If they played Georgia.
Yeah, no, Alabama.
Yeah.
If
Washington would have played Alabama, it would have been the matchup would have been different.
It's different because he can move and
it's all about matchups. Yes,
and he can move in the pocket. He can throw the ball. The backs run pretty well, and I have to admit, Washington I've seen him play once and didn't really pay attention, so I went back and watched that one. Then I watched the semifinal game, and they're legit.
I think they're legit.
They're
Coach
legit.
Bryant.
They're legit.
I'm just gonna be pissed if it's a blowout. Like last year. That's the only thing I just don't. I want another good game. The Michigan Alabama game was a great game. The Washington Texas game. I want another great game. That's it. I just want another great game. It's all about football. It's almost over. Then once that's over with, then we can start. Then the NFL playoffs will start, and then it's on and popping. Road to the Super Bowl to Vegas. We should go to Vegas. They want to go to Vegas.
Hey, if I can get this knee right, we ain't going nowhere.
Don't y'all think we should go to Vegas?
But anyway,
we're done. We're over our time for the day. Thank you, Mr. Brown, for being on. We always appreciate your engagement when you come on. Thank you, Coach Pat. Thank you, Rocket Lockett, Killer Cole, Nicole Lockett. She's one of my players, one of my faves. Coach Hagan, if you're still on, thank you. I don't want to miss anybody. Coach Davenport is our offensive coordinator.
I had to savor him a couple times.
Why you had to save? You didn't have to savor him. What you had to savor him? Oh, you had to tell me. Yeah.
Well, every now and then I got to savor y'all.
Yeah, I know. You always got to say something to remind us that you the boss.
No, I'm the defensive coach.
That you the defensive coach. Thank you, my girl Trina Felton, one of my all-time besties from middle school. Like I'm telling you, we played volleyball together in high school. But we go all the way back to junior high. I want to make sure that I didn't miss anybody that I know for sure. I appreciate y'all's engagement. I appreciate anybody else that's on. I appreciate your support. Hey, T Nachi, my coach Veronica Hill. Hey, cuz I love you too. Appreciate you being on. Anybody else that's on? Hey, Nicole. Love y'all shows together. Great show. Thank you. Appreciate that. Appreciate it. I don't think we got anything else.
No, just two things.
So guys, go to Hits and Heels to our Facebook page. If you're watching this from our Facebook page, go and there's a place up there where you can, I think, invite your friends to like the page, share it and invite it, or just share our this broadcast on your page, and it, you know, sometimes we kind of funny sometimes. Everyone's where the light go? I don't know why we got dark all of a sudden. And go to YouTube. We're on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is youtube.com Hits and Heels. There it is right there at Hits and Heels. And go and subscribe to the page. I always forget about the Hits and Heels page on YouTube.
Don't forget about it.
Yeah, but so make sure you go there and subscribe. Next week, I don't know who I got on next week. I can't. I think Dani has a guest.
Check your head, Dani. That's true.
Dani, I think you got a guest next week. I think we got a guest lined up for next week. So that'll be good. But if you know anybody, and Mr. Brown is going to be a guest on here pretty soon. Of course, we've had some previous guests. Nicole's been a guest a couple times, and we had Coach Pat last week. And all of those shows were absolutely fantastic. So if you would like to be a guest on there, look, we don't put you on the spot. We're not getting ready to embarrass you. We're not going to ask you something that where you might have to say something negative. We don't do any negativity, anything like that on our podcast, right? But we're gonna talk about sports, and we're gonna give our little 2 cent worth on some things. But we're not gonna be any negativity about anything. We don't bad talk coaches. We don't do anything like that. We don't talk about nobody's play. Well, we do talk about players.
We talk about what happened, not the player.
It's not. We don't make it personal.
It's not personal.
Yeah, we don't make things personal, right? So if you would like to that, go to hello@hitsandheels.com and email us and let us know that you want to, and we'll see about getting you on the schedule. And from that, Coach Bryant, we are out. Dani, you can go ahead and end the stream for us, and we'll see you later. Go Cowboys.